I know how you can spot a healed person. I'll give it to you. You ask them, what are you looking for in a person? And the answer is probably nothing. See, a healed person works on filling up the holes and the voids in their life. I remember I went on this date one time, and this is how I knew I was healed. And this young lady, she asked me, she said, so what are you looking for in a woman? I said, nothing. I said, just be you. She said, what do you mean? I said, I'm not looking for anything. And so she's like, you know, a man has to make space in his life. I said, so those are voids. I filled them spaces already. It's furniture in the room, and, you know, I got candles and stuff like that in there. I don't have any voids for anybody to fill. No, you know what I mean? And I was going back and forth with her and everything. I said, listen, there is nothing I require from anyone anymore. I give myself everything that I ever wanted. If I want it, I'm going to go out there and get it. If I need it, I'm going to get it. I'm going to give it within. That's when I realized healed people. When I was broken, I came with all a bunch of expectations and all this other stuff. Is because a lot of people do that is because they're lacking. You know, somebody will say, oh, you know, I want a man to be romantic, because they're not romantic. Oh, I need a man to do this. I need a woman to do this, because they're not there. I need a woman to be submissive, because they are inadequate in their leadership in themselves. They have never conquered themselves. So they're always looking for what they're lacking. And that's how I kind of knew, right? But when you start to get healed, you start to not require things from other people, because regardless of what people may say, by nature, humans are disappointments, right? We're very disappointment on the global scale. Look how we treat our planet, right? Look how we treat ourselves. Look how we treat each other. So on a global scale, humans are disappointed. So when you start to heal yourself and you start to like discover yourself or even reinvent yourself, you don't require nothing from anybody else. You give it to yourself. And that's how you recognize that a person is truly healed, because they're so content with who they are. They spend a lot of time impressing themselves. And I find myself to do that. And I give myself everything. Everything. I noticed the trees. I noticed, you know, the blossoming of the trees and the beautiful things that the Creator has made in this world. Because I spent so long in darkness, man. I've been to war. I've seen some of the most cruelest things in the world you possibly can see. And I promised myself when I get out of that dark place, that I'm going to see the beauty in everything, right? That doesn't mean that I don't know reality. I know the reality and I know the laws of nature. But in my life and what I can see, I'd rather spend a large part of my time in joy. I'm going to have hiccups in the day, but I don't need anything from no one. I don't require none of that. None of it. You know, and that's the price of being healed. And I'd rather pay it. Take care.